Hello, for my project, I decided to focus on intellectual property. The company I will be acting as is Apple. We will be reviewing two documents. First, a cease and desist letter, and second, a non-disclosure agreement. The cease and desist will be against Timothy Michael Kroger, a man in Utah who stole source code from Apple and developed a similar app, and the NDA will be with Michael Browning, another man that joined Apple to develop applications. Before we get into the letters, we will review what IP law is and what are the three main types of IP rights. So, what is IP law? Intellectual property, IP, is a set of laws that protect creative and innovative products through legal rights called patents, copyrights, and trademarks. It is sometimes described as property that is a product of the mind or a product of intellectual capacity. Now that we understand what IP law is, what are the three types of IP rights? They are patents, copyrights, and trademarks. A patent is the right to utilize an invention and to allow others to use it as you choose, generally for 20 years. A patent is granted by the government in exchange for the inventor publicly disclosing the invention. In short, this means telling the world how to recreate the discovery so that other scientists and researchers can build upon it. After a patent term ends, anyone is free to utilize the invention. Certain concepts cannot be patented by rule, such as abstract ideas or laws of nature. Another invention cannot be patented for policy. For example, certain inventions related to nuclear weapons or nuclear energy. Also, a person cannot be patented. Without a patent, people can spend years in a research and development laboratory or tinkering in their garages, creating the next life-changing invention, only to have their invention quickly copied by a free rider who put zero investment in the invention. Copyright is a form of privacy or property that grants exclusive rights to the author of a work. The protected work must be fixed in a tangible medium, including books, computer programs, plays, paintings, photographs, sculptures, movies, music, television, blogs, architecture works, and more. There are several limitations and exceptions to the exclusive rights granted by copyright law. For example, certain nonprofit and educational uses are allowed by law, even without the author's permission. Copyright also allows for fair use of works, which permits uses without permission that are beneficial and do not unduly harm the copyright owner. The benefit of copyright protection is that it fosters creativity, and this in turn enhances our collective culture. Trademarks enable the public to identify the source of goods or services. A trademark can be a word, picture, symbol, or other distinguishing marks, or even a sound or smell. These brands allow us to identify competing products by quickly looking at their marks. A trademark gains protection against unauthorized use by others only when it is used to identify goods or services. So, in other words, a trademark must be distinctive. So the purpose of the cease and desist. The cease and desist is a letter sent to an individual or business that is engaging in unwanted or illegal behavior. The cease and desist acts as a formal request that the recipient stop or cease and not continue or desist this behavior. If the recipient of the letter fails to comply with these demands, the sender should be prepared to take further legal action to stop the behavior that is harming or interfering with the sender's rights and abilities to conduct business. So, common uses. The letter can be used for either trademark infringement, wherein an individual's business trademark is being used by some other party without permission, or copyright infringement, wherein writer, artist, or other creator's original content is being used by some other party without permission. The elements of the letter include a sender, an individual or business who is requesting that a behavior stop, a person receiving the letter, who could be an individual or business who is being asked to stop a behavior, and the body, which contains a detailed description of the offending behavior and the negative effects the behavior has had. Within the body, there is the warning, which tells us that a lawsuit will result if the offending behavior does not stop, and the deadline, which tells us when the offending behavior must stop or else legal further action will be taken. Transitioning to the NDA, or a non-disclosure agreement, is a document used when two people or companies enter into a new business relationship. It protects the rights of either one or both of the parties that will be revealing confidential information in the course of their negotiation or relationship. The two general categories of information that are treated differently in NDAs are general confidential information and trade secret information. Now we will review the NDA that I have prepared. The NDA, as you can see, is between Apple and Matthew Browning. In total, the NDA is about 6 pages. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.